And we are back here at the 130th Supreme Convention of the Knights of Columbus. Kevin Elson along with Father Robert Reed, the president of the Catholic TV Network, and we have a very special guest with us, Bishop Tod Brown of the Diocese of Orange, California. And we just saw him celebrating the Mass, the opening Mass here for the convention, and we're happy to have you here, Bishop.
My privilege to be here. Thank you.
Maybe if you could just give us a little bit, I know you just mentioned you were here just about 14 years now, but tell us a little bit about the Diocese of Orange.
The Diocese of Orange is a one-county diocese. Another one in California like that, the Diocese of San Jose, which is also one county. And we have about a little over 3 million people in the county, over 1.2 million Catholics in the county, 58 parishes, four ethnic centers that operate like parishes, and a very rich mix of cultures and races and nations, and it's marvelous.
Okay. And you seem to be enjoying being the shepherd here. You have a
I
great
very
smile
much enjoy being the Bishop of Orange County.
One of the exciting things must be the fact, and many of our viewers know this, that you're going to have a new cathedral, which is known to so many of us as the Crystal Cathedral, from Dr. Robert Schuler's The Hour of Power, that's been on television on Sundays for many, many years, and you've chosen a new name for it, Christ Cathedral. Could you tell us about
Surely. Well, you know, just a word about The Hour of Power. You know, that is the fourth longest staying television program in the history of television in our country, which is, I think, it's fascinating. When we acquired this property, which was a gift really in many ways, I asked our parishioners to suggest names for the new cathedral, and we got 4,287 suggestions, not all different, but just that many people participated. And among the top four was the name that was chosen, which is Christ Cathedral. It fits in well with the Crystal Cathedral, 2 C's. It's ecumenical in the sense that no one can really object to Christ, and people are really quite happy with it.
Mm-hmm. And I have to say, you know, it seems like a lot of money, 57.5 million, I think, but I've been to the property, I've been in the buildings just this past week, and I'm astounded. It seems like just a tremendous opportunity for the Diocese of Orange.
Oh, it is. You know, shortly after we acquired it, I had a contractor come to see me and say, you know, Bishop, if you were to buy this property and put up these buildings, it would be more than $500 million. Well, I kind of discounted that. But then I had 2 other independent contractors come up and tell me the same thing, even higher figures. So I realized just how valuable this really is. In fact, the newest building on the campus, which is the Welcome Center, and at that building, it was only built a few years ago, itself was $43 million. Wow. It was the Richard Meyer building, the one who did the Getty Center, and also the new Millennium Church for Pope John Paul II in Rome during the 2000 celebration.
And this is a process now. Maybe if you could talk about that and how it will gradually become the cathedral for Orange.
Well, actually, the diocese owns, or the corporation owns, the property now, but we are leasing it back to the Crystal Cathedral ministry people. Right now, we have control over the cemetery and its revenue, which is very good. And then we are also renting some other space from them. They will be vacating the premises June 1st of 2013. So at that time, a parish which is just down the road from there will move its congregation to the new campus, and they will worship in what's called the Arboretum, which is one of the original buildings. The architect was the famous Richard Neuter, and so our parish, currently St. Callistus, will worship in that original worship area for the Crystal Cathedral ministry.
It's my understanding too that Dr. Schuler was fine with this transaction, and not only that, has a great respect for the Catholic community and tradition.
I would say yes. Of course, Dr. Schuler and the community didn't want to lose the property,
Sure.
But that was a very unfortunate set of circumstances. He is very happy that the Roman Catholic Church, whom he refers to as the Mother Church, will be taking over the care of this his life achievement. And as he says, he knows that our church has a great tradition for art and architecture, and that will be respected. And he's been assured that we will indeed keep up the campus and improve it so that he will be happy with what we do.
Sure.
And that'll be another phase too, and
Yes.
sort of picking out things for the new cathedral and sort of doing some renovation there.
The first thing is we're going to have to get a liturgical designer, and then after that an architect, to transform the inside of the current Crystal Cathedral into Catholic worship area, because it's not that now. And this same architect will help us with the rest of the campus also.
It must be a great honor for you, just to change the subject a bit, to be the hosting bishop, the hosting diocese for this historic event, the 130th Supreme Convention. And I'm sure it's been a lot of work for you and your collaborators as well.
It has, but most of the work, I have to say, has been done really by the Knights of Columbus. However, they were here 10 years ago for their, I guess, 120th Supreme Convention. I guess they liked it so much they wanted to come back.
We have Disneyland.
That's right.
That's a bit of a
Knott's Berry
draw.
Farm, Mission, Basilica, San Juan Capistrano,
All that.
and now our future Christ Cathedral.
Yeah.
And talk about that hosting the nights too, and what that entails with some of the councils and some of the members here, and sort of welcoming them and taking them on
Sure.
tours and things like that.
It's the, as I said, most of the work has really been done by the headquarters in New Haven, but our local knights have been very involved in assisting in that process. And the knights themselves and their wives have been given the opportunity for tours, for example, to Mission Basilica San Juan Capistrano and to our future Christ Cathedral. And we're making special arrangements for the visiting bishops, archbishops, and cardinals for those tours of the future Christ Cathedral.
You concluded your homily today at Mass by encouraging us all to say yes to the new evangelization, as Mary said yes to God. And certainly the knights and their families, not just here at the convention, not just here in your own diocese, but all throughout the country and internationally, are a vehicle through which laymen and lay people in general can be more actively involved in a society that is sometimes hostile to Catholic and Christian values. So your
I
support.
agree. I think that I'm very hopeful about what the Knights of Columbus can do, and their wives and their families. As I mentioned in the homily, it'll be lay people who carry forth the effort for the new evangelization, and success is really dependent upon them, besides prayer, of course. But they will be one of the key organizations, I think, in the church to lend their support to that great effort.
What about the diocese itself, and these many different things that are happening here with the Supreme Convention going on, the new cathedral? How have people responded to that in the diocese, and has it given a little bit of a energy boost to Catholics here in the Diocese of Orange?
Well, I think so, especially certainly to the knights and their families, but I think to other members of the church who are not knights but know about them. I'm sure they're happy to know that the Supreme Convention is here in the Diocese of Orange, and we intend to get a lot of publicity out about this to our people. So I expect to continue to have a really good response.
We thank you so much,
You're
Bishop,
welcome.
for being with us today, and continued success on transforming the Christ Cathedral there.
Well, please come back again and see the newly renovated and dedicated cathedral when the time comes.
Thanks, Bishop.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more of our continuing coverage of the 130th Supreme Convention here live in Anaheim, California in just a moment.